Hello guys, so let's start new prediction for next week or couple of weeks. Last predictions was, let's go for the 4-hour chart, and target zone 441 to 444. What it did, it touched our area and spike higher with a big gap up and stay there at the 450, and it didn't manage to break it. So just by looking at it, probably we're gonna see the reversal, and it's gonna be probably island reversal. You could see it more clearly on the daily. See how it looked with the gap up, breach the 441, close the gap, which is nice. And I know there is a gap here to close, but this could be an island reversal, which closing the gap from down below. So let's look at it, how it's look on the weekly 1 to 3 weeks of going up. Um, Probably gonna touch some resistance, but it's continue for the momentum of going higher. But so I would wait here for it to touch a little bit higher and probably facing down this week. And this is the daily. Let's look at it again on the 4-hour chart, how it looks. Momentum start to be a little bit negative here, and we didn't clear it to the 50 of the stochastic. So in order to clear it, we need to break below the 448 to continue the momentum down, or we're just gonna go sideways and try to eat even higher. Is there a place for going higher? Let's look at it on the 60. So we see the break. This is another gap. So we have 1, we have 2, we have 3, we have 4. We have so many gaps, and this is 6 maybe even. And a little bit too far away from this moving average. But so far it seems that it's kind of rebuilding a pattern of reversal. It didn't break. Could say below 449, 448, gonna move to the downside, but it's probably just gonna be 441 again retest in order to confirm a bigger reversal. You got here the divergence there. This is, let's say, straight. This is moving down. Sellers coming here. So gonna be nice. Let me check something else. There is still strength in the market. I don't see weakness. So in order to find a weakness, I want to see it below the 449, and then it could go to the 440, 50, and couldn't even break it and touch the 436.40. So about here again. Do I have the reversal pattern? Not yet, even though you could call it double top 1, 2, but you want to break it here and retest to go to this place. And this is the area, probably want to touch it, the 438, 440 area for the retest. This is the retest of the break. Could be interesting, and but momentum and trend is seen for the upside. Um, this is for the SPY. Do we see something else? Let me clear it up. Let's check the 15 minutes, see how it looks. Still has some power. Have some small power to the upside. Try to break the 452. And can it reach even higher? I don't know. I don't know. It's hard for me to see it. without a big reversal and taking some profit, going even higher. Could spike 442 and then coming back down again. So be very careful, even though there is small divergence for the upside. Let's move on to the Qs. Qs was the same pattern, moving for the upside, and a little bit got off. I was most sure the Q's gonna do a big reversal before it moved up, so it moved up and then give this candle and continue to moving up. If we check it here, you can see this is more clear island reversal, but it broke it, so it has much more strength, and this is the high, 387.98, and this is 387.75. So almost break it. So this is a very big area of sellers who probably will take the opportunity to sell. I don't know if it's the power to continue higher, even though there is no big divergence there on the daily. If we look at it on the weekly, how it looks, the 400 is wide open, as didn't finish the move for the downside. If we take the Fibonacci extension from, let's say here, there, this is it, 404, 45, this is the first area. It broke this area, so let's see if it has the power to do so. On the fall charts, what we see here, I don't know if it broke. Let's take some trend and see if it break. Didn't break. So it needs a red candle. You see the rejection here from a key level, but it holds here. So if it breaks below, it probably move for the downside. Momentum start to be negative. So could be just reversal, guys. If we look at it on the 1 hour chart again, we see the sellers coming in, but this is their again reversal, so it could spike up. Be very careful. Let me check something. Um, Even though it did some pattern of moving down, of changing trend, yeah, I think it's probably can do so again, even though it moved down. This is moving down. Sellers coming here. I don't see a big volume of selling pressure at the end. The buyers are putting, so probably another spike in order for the sellers to get into an action, but I don't see them. Um, Small reversal here. If we check it on the 50 minute, let's see it. Yeah, still has some strength, but I think it's losing it. But you don't have confirmation of moving down, and in order to move down probably below the 385, 384.50, and then going down to retest the 380, 379.50. So those 370 for closing the gap. Um, so still strong flag. You can see the flag, so probably people will wait for the break for the upside. I would be very careful. This is too extended, even though it has some power to continue. It will be much safer to wait for retest, a nice retest, and then going. You could see it break it here, but didn't manage to close above. So this is just a spike. So this is one top. This is the second top. Some sellers are coming. there is not that much big volume. There is no divergence, so I would prefer it to move down, create a divergence again for the push for the, this is the first, maybe for the second push, and then the third weaker push. Let's move for Tesla. Tesla basically was correct. This is the move I wanted the market to do, reversal and then moving up like it did in order to get to closing the gap. It did close the gap, reverse, buyers coming back at the end of the session and holding it. Um, nice move. So will we have a continuation? If we check it, we see the downtrend. Do we have a break of the downtrend? Not yet. So this is just the reversal. If we go again with the extension, let's say from here to there, you can see where it should come to the 220 again to retest, and even can reach to the 200 and even below. Tesla is a little bit weaker than the market. If we watch it on the weekly, you can see how it looks. I think it finished its pattern, um, and this is a big zone for sellers and buyers, and they didn't know what to do. In the long term, it's moving up. In the short term, it's going down a little bit. So probably a trend which to decide above the 250, closing above what to do. Daily again, closing the gap, and probably let's hope for the moving for the downside. We can see divergence. You can see it here. And if we again take 2, 3, these are the key levels, and this will be good because then it could close the gap. This is the move I wanted to do. Can it retest? Let me check. Could be difficult. It finished with a big power to the upside, and for the longer term, above the 241, could continue even higher to the area of 260 to 59.50. At the moment, it seems a little bit weaker, but as you saw, this is a big candle of buyers. This is a good sign of buyers coming in but resting. So we need to wait on Monday to see what the market stands to do. Momentum got a little bit negative, so this is the reason why I'm a little bit biased to the downside, but trend is gonna change. This is tricky. Um, this is gonna be tricky. So going above the 235, 236, close above, and continue higher to the 251 and retest it. For the downside, 232.50, 232. This is it closing and below this. I wanted to see how it reacts to the 224 and close below. This will make it moving to the downside. So in between, just intraday. For the longer term, you got Apple. All right. With Apple, this is the daily, and see what happened. Open, down, open, down, open, down, open. So sellers, 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 and so we see some volume. We see the volume on the end is very small. The volume at the opening very high. To extend again here, losing momentum. You can see it here. Smaller candle, more reds appearing. So momentum is getting down. Could see the reversal coming, but any pullback will be immediately bought. So the trend at the moment is for the upside. It broke the downtrend. You can see it here. So probably could be a good area for the 185, 183, 180, 250 to make a reversal, retest, and coming back to the upside, taking the high. You saw the cues almost here, the SPY here. So Apple, I think all the market is too extended to the upside, and a lot of people are wondering, did they miss the rally of the end of the year? You don't miss anything because any reversal will be immediately bought back. What else do we see here? Still strong. I don't like that strong market because it could be like this. This is like a V shape and immediately sell off. Moving up, immediately sell off. This is a big move up, so maybe big sell off. You can see divergence, momentum is weakening, 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 weakening. The price moved to the upside, so I could see it if the cross over below the 50, could see the potential of moving in the short term for the downside for a bigger reversal. Nvidia. Nvidia probably the same. Yeah, you can see it taking the all-time high, trying, fail. It didn't reach there. If we check the 4-hour chart, you can see this is spiking up, big rejection, and this is spiking up the 500, small rejection. Um, what else do we see here? You could see a small divergence, but I don't like this too wide. At the moment, there is a reversal again for the upside, so this just to be careful because there is the reversal for continuation, but I wanted to see how it break above the high for continue. If it break, it will just push higher. This move, I will wait because it again crossed over, and I don't like the crossover because it can move a little bit down and then move higher. So it can move here and then move higher. Something like, let me check for divergence. Don't see it here much. Not here, not here. No. Okay, you can see it here. Someplace here, divergence, and it moves up and break. And this one didn't break, so it means the sellers are in the house. So be very careful. 1 hour chart. There is still no break of trend in the smaller time frame, so wait. I know the sellers are in the house. You can see it here with a big volume and a big red candle. So let's see if it's try to break, if they are reappearing with another candle for the downside with some, I don't know, reversal pattern, reversal candle. At the moment, still strong, so be very careful. But I could see the movement for the downside. Um, Meta. Meta again, very nice move. You could see it here, reaching here. Then this is an area of selling and buying. So we need to see and wait. This is a big sideways move. I don't like it. There is no pattern of divergence yet. I could see. So for the longer time frame, I will wait below or above. This is a break and moving to the downside. I want to see a break and continuation, and I don't see it yet. In the 4-hour chart, you can see big sideways move, trying to fake out, trying to fake maybe for the upside. I don't like it. You can see divergence for the upside and then cross again, but momentum is starting to weak. So I want to see if it managed to break above and then people rejoin for maybe small burst of continuation for the upside. At the moment, even though there is a divergence, um, could make another push for the upside. So maybe for a day trader could be good momentum, but be very careful. Um, BA, mRNA, sorry. mRNA is interesting. mRNA didn't manage to break, moving for the downside, retest again if it wanted to break above the 80, but there is a lot of resistance up above. There is some gaps to fill here, and probably the market will try to catch it. Um, at the moment, bias to the downside started to be positive a little bit for the shorter time frame. You can see it here in the 1 hour. It's resting from above the moving average. So I don't do I see it coming back down again for retest here and then moving for the upside because mRNA tends to do like open with a gap down and immediately push for the upside. You can see it here. This is the divergence, but it didn't broke. So above the 78, closed above, moving for the upside. Uh, Here again, you can see the gaps more clearly. So above it, moving, and there is a divergence. So I'm more tend in the bigger time frame for the moving for the downside, but this didn't finish. So if we take it like the retracement and put it here, let's make it bigger. You can see it rests on the 38. Probably try to touch here the 84. The moving average could move down here, touch, and then reverse. So it's building any buyers pushing up. The sellers will wait and then give a push for the downside. So going to be very interesting for both sides for intraday. BA. BA very interesting because it's trying to do something. You can see it here. This is a big moving for the downside. So maybe now gapping up, gapping up, gapping up, moving for the upside. But in the longer time frame, you can see how it looks. This is nasty. Sideways, sideways, sideways. Didn't do nothing almost most of the year. Spike up, immediately fell and try to make for another attempt. For the 4-hour chart, it basically a nice prediction. Checking the 208, it spike up a little bit, resting. Big gaps. I don't like all those gaps around. So in the shorter time frame, still momentum for the upside, but a lot of resistance up from above. So I more tend to see a movement for a bigger reversal, closing some gaps, and then to see what happened from the downside. If we check it up on the 1-hour chart, you can see the big gap from above. Um, you can see it here. There is no big divergence. If we check it up from here, you can see it. But most of the divergence, even if they move to the upside, they fail to break the high. And this is why I don't like. I want to see a break of the high. So it tells me that the sellers are in the house and trying to shift the trend for the downside. So be very careful. I think you don't see the clean break and close above. Be very careful from the move for the upside. Um, this is BA. Let's move for the gold. With the gold, where it is. With the gold, we saw the move for the downside and then moving divergence for the upside. It was nice, but now this is a big flag. Let's see if it's managed to break above and moving for the 190. If there is expectation of the interest rate to get down, it could push the gold um, back. You can see it resting here, but didn't manage to break and creating divergence again for the upside. So now if it's move up and manage to break here, Could be very interesting for a daily trader for the big move for the upside and then breaking and spike up again for above. Um, Gold, this is the ETF, tends to have a lot of gaps which unfilled, so don't presume it need to fill. And you can see it here. If I draw the retracement, you can see how it's resting here, which is nice. This is a strong trend, and now it can even push for the upside. It broke the trend, it did a retest, and this is a nice move. Now we just need a push above, and then you can see all the participants pushing it higher, even for the 200. So for the much longer term, I'm very bullish. Be very careful because it can take some time. Let's look at the silver. Silver is very tricky because gapping very much higher and then sell immediately off. You could see it here. This is 86.53. This is 85.82. So again, this is moving up, this is moving down. So if it's open with a red, again, moving for the downside, failed to break. So you see, it didn't move like the gold. Remember this pattern, move for the gold, and you can see the difference. This is the break of the trend. So, but silver can push the gold down. This is weird. You want to see the silver above the 23. It make the fake push for the downside, bring a lot of buyers. Now let's move it for the daily, and you can see see the volume here. This is a fake push for the downside. Lots of buyer entering. There are lots of profit, and now it did a push. If we took the extension, you can see it here. 1, 2, 3. It reached. This is the reason why the computer just selling, but the end zone is here and here. But can be tricky. I want to see a green candle above. I don't want to see a red candle below because it can do a nice going for the sideways, a little bit accumulate more and then try to break. Could be interesting. Let's check the 1 hour chart, see how it looks. It's already started to move, but you see no sellers, no volume. It's moved down, no volume. Here the volume came, and then you have divergence. So I'm biased for the upside. Even though even if it continue, I'm biased for. I will look for the reversal for the upside. Let's move for Oxy. Sideways, sideways, sideways. Nothing much to do here. Again, broke for the downside. I'm still waiting. I'm still waiting for the 54 area, guys. Yes, I'm still there, even though it spiked up here. I thought it would reach the 68 again and then move. I can see it coming down. I can see it coming down. Do we have something to tell us that it will? Momentum is a little bit negative. There is a divergence for a reversal. You can see it lower low, higher low. So probably you can push for the upside. But again, I want to see it above the 62.21. So either way, not a clear prediction because this is not clear graph. You can see sideways. Uh, this is it. IWM. We're gonna finish up IWM. Much weaker than the market, I think. Yeah, big rejection. This is reversal pattern and managed to hold. Um, Very interesting. Big gap. See it here, big gap because of the interest rate anticipation. And can it? Let me check it here. This is 97.40. This is 98.80. Note divergence significant. Here you could maybe see some smaller divergence, but trend is still very, even though the volume you can see it going lower, it could just accumulate and then trying to move for the break for the upside. Didn't manage to break the trend. It seemed yes, so probably try to retest again and moving for the upside. So we see it more clearly on the 1 hour chart. I know there is a gap. You can see trend down, trend down, trend down. This is the break of the trend, so I would love to see another test to bring the bars and then push for the upside. You have the reversal, divergence pattern. You can see it here. And again, it's moved for the upside, but there is no power. So sellers are still in control, trying to prevent the price to cross. But if it crosses above, it will spike up. So this is the main reason why I would wait. So let's sum it up. With SPY, big move for the upside, don't like it. 6 gaps left behind, this is too much. If 80% of the gaps are closed, you're probably gonna see the reversal anytime soon. Momentum is started to be negative. In the 4 hour chart, you can see a nice rejection. Still, momentum is positive, but you can see the move for the downside. We don't have any indication, so I gave you the key area for small move for the downside. But any pullback immediately get bought, so be prepared for it. So this market is light because investor, if they didn't enter here, probably miss all the move and they will wait. They will wait for, even if it move higher, they will wait for a bigger pullback, not a shallow pullback. 20%, 1%, 2% pullback or Fibonacci level for the 23, 38, not enough. They will want a 50% Fibonacci level pullback. So if we draw here the retracement and they, let's say they think this is the high, they want to see again 430 pullback. I don't know if the 425 has the power to do so, and then continuation higher. So I think this is the reason why we see small volume, and I think this is expiration week. No, it was last week, but I know there is a lot of options still out there and a lot of puts around this number. So I don't know if the market has the power to reach there. Probably try to rest here at the 440 before it's moving for the downside. It will wait for the expiration of the put option and then it try to move for the downside. The market doesn't love to give free money back. So this is it. I'm waiting for the pullback. There is a big gap. I think even though we see some divergence for the upside, we don't see a clean break and the momentum is starting to be weakening. So this is it, guys. Hope you have a good trading session. I think on Thursday there is Thanksgiving, I think, and there's no trading day, only on Friday. So have a good holiday and a good week. See you guys.